name of Good Hope Wesley Guild President, the Reverend Monosi, and your executive. I hope I'm not missing ministers in here. The Consultation, the 23rd Wesley Guild Consultation. Bohobuti libohobusi, banana lebashimari, bomme lebontate, dilibulisa nonke, bashumayeli belizwi lekathixo, dilibulisa nonke, egameni elihle, elinamandla, egameni elikaphenzuka wonke amagama, igama lomsindisi nomkhululi wethu onguYesu Kristu. Molweni, votani, sanibonani, dumelang, uyebore, moli, ya emeng ka pela lona ke sebata sa moruo, motaung wa hahlalele, batho ba ha moropa motlopeletse, ba ho rengwa ka selepe ba sa ntse mokgona, batho ba sa tlaleng ka mosima ba lekanang le dinaledi. With that, my executive, I extend my warm greetings to all of you gathered here this morning. The Kentonians, President Reverend Molosi, Ibang Giladafosa, and I did not say I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm extremely honored and humbled to be part of your program. What a time to be alive, Bahis. Today is the 8th of October, 2023. And what I normally say to my daughters is that yesterday has passed. Tomorrow is not yet here. The only thing that we have, as St. Augustine said that COGH, is now. The only thing that we have is the present. So, how did you say, executive yam, bedizoti, riauboka morena, rinteripila kawena, risakila hamunati, kapabando ya hautate. My guilders, if you don't understand, or is it just me, when I woke up this morning and I was filled with goosebumps, understanding that we are under the dispensation of grace. We are not here. But how? Is nothing but grace. Please help me and stand, and we sing together. As we sing together from 241, Umalusi Huyehova, Otutimileyo, Ukuswela Akubekho, Uthembela Kuye, Ukulunga nezibele, siyazilandela, kusendlini kaYehova, apho ndiphilayo. Ndicele ikamente yasekhaya, ndicele abuilders. We sing, we do not talk. Yes. Enkosi. Siyaphakama ke nyama. Thixo izolo sebuye namhlanje uzawuba yena nakomsulu. Siyasibulela Thixo onamandla wonke izibilo zakho umabaleli wamaphilo abona konyana enhle yale ngolimo sondela ke moya oyingcwele yehla wena moya oyingcwele uhlale apha kumthixo uthethe ulondoloze Thixo ushukumise unyakazise Thixo wambathise ngamandla akho umabaleli wamaphilo. Nansi ilibandla lakho Thixo irhamente yakho engcwele Thixo baze kuwe abazanga kuwe Thixo wam ithi ke baze bave wena bangaboni mna Thixo babone wena umabaleli wamaphilo. Time and moment Lord God are yours. Jole ndatyanani imandla ngidinikela kuwena konyana ende yalingolimo mandingadayisi Thixo ungalisusi phaa eRhawutini wazotshiya apha kubantu endingabayaziyo umabaleli wamaphilo. Imana moya oyingcwele unganishiyi ngalo mzuzu Thixo namandla.
Then on the second day, we dealt with the Yo.
Mind you, these are the multitudes of people. Bahamba nabantwana babo, bahamba nabalingani babo, bahamba nento zabo. So umbuzo ohleli kubo is, how are we going to do this? This is probably the reason Joshua and the Israelites set out early in the morning from Shittim to the Jordan, camping for 3 days before crossing over. Following that, he gave them an order, the Israelites. He says, upon seeing the ark of the covenant of the Lord and the priest carrying it, they were to move out from their positions because they will know which way to go, even though they have not gone through that way before. But because God is about to do something amazing amongst them. So consecrate yourselves. That's what he says.
Fundisi.
Joseph inheriting president put it nicely in his model of Johari window. When you live here, you can Google it. It's got 4 areas. The first area that is a known area that I choose to bring out because it's things that I'm comfortable with. You will know that I've got a dark skin color. You will know probably that I love running and reading because those are the things that I put out there. But there's also a hidden area, which is a space that is known to me but not known to you because I choose to hide it. Some of you will not know that I'm an introvert. Some of you will not know that I've got my own insecurities because I keep them to myself. Then there's a blind area. That blind spot. That is not known to us, but known to others. Inasmuch as I probably think or assume that I'm a nice person, but you may have a different idea, my brother, and say, no, that is not what I'm experiencing. But there is this 4th area that is unknown, that is both unknown to you and I. But that area where things are only known to God, because none of us know what is going to happen with us in the next minute. None of us know when are we going to die. But I can tell you, I can tell you that sometimes even in Meko, or the place that is known to us becomes unfamiliar because of the circumstances of the world. The known territory suddenly becomes unknown territory. Because then, because of the direness and the length of our respective life journeys that we are embarking on, but be as it may, Betuna, I want to say, if Utiko on the campus here, then we get to know the direction, we get to know where we are to go, because Utiko was a spelling, ukuthi simi kuyiphindawo, sikuyiphi eliphilitana, yena uyasikhokhela. Because God has a compass. God as a compass is unshakable and unchangeable. So let him reroute your journey. Akhokhele uThixo, ayikhokhele indawo yakho or indlela yakho. Because when you allow God to reroute your journey, it means you call upon the compass before you take to reveal God's self. I tell I know what I'm talking about. When God said to Joshua, he said, I will begin to exalt you in the eyes of Israel. Namhlanje ndizakuphakamisa phambi kwe-Israel. Ungani ke babatsile hore just like I was Moses, I am still with you. Modimo nako nngwe o itshelola wena ka maemo ao leng ka hare ho ona hore bohle ba tle ba bone hore jwalo ka ha a na le Moshe o ntse a na le wena. So he says, tell the priests that are to carry the ark of the covenant. When you reach the edge of the Jordan's water, go and stand in the river. But it is not when the water is on their feet. It is not even when the water is on their knees. But it is when the water is upon their waist that the water comes off. So I want to say, and when you go through the unknown territory, you do not just stop when the water is on your feet, but you go on, and God redirects you and reroutes you. Then at the end, you will stand on a dry ground. Because Lotiko the God who creates out of nothing, who created you and I out of nothing, then what can defeat God? If there's a structure already, because so God destabilizes our lives sometimes, just so that he can exalt us in the eyes of the Israelites, not for our own glory, but his. I hope you understand. What God is doing in your life and in my life, it's not for our own glory, but it's for God's glory at the end, so that he can use us as a reference. Even those who have been out of this space, then but no, Utiko unaye, Utiko uhamba naye, Utiko uyabonakala apha kuye. So when he removes my head, For darkness is as light to you. All of this is to demonstrate God's unconstrained love. But stop it to settle for this kind of love that are superficial. God has set a standard for us, especially you girls. God has set a high standard for you and I, that we are not to settle for anything that comes our way. God says, I will go to the deep end for you. God says, where is dark, that is where I go for you. Where there is death, that is where I go for you. So stop settling for anything that comes your way. And the richness of this love, the richness of this love is displayed in John 15. Just before they began their unknown territory, he sits his disciples down, the 11 to be exact. Don't ask me what happened to the 12th one. That's a Bible study or a preaching for another day. So knowing that they are overwhelmed with a sense of discouragement after he had told them about his departure, pending the crucifixion, the resurrection, and finally ascension. He gives them an assurance that with his fellowship, using a metaphor of a branch or of a vine and a branch, he somehow guarantees them that his presence is not limited to his physicality, but they just have to obey the command. He says, as the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Now remain in my love.
Wow.
It is through the unknown territories, that we get to come out and confess the unconstrained love of God. Ebesithi andihamba emnyameni andingaboyika kuba wena ubanani uyandonwabisa. Ebe mosotho ore jonke mohlolo ha ke ratwa nna ka lerato le lekakana. Something that our presiding bishop asked us to do is to remain in the love of God. Because remaining in the love of God asserts that his presence goes far beyond physicality. My kind of presence. It is like he says, where there's God, or when we remain in his love, there is nothing known as unknown territory to him, because we continually remain in favorable and unfavorable seasons. And it is through the crossing of the Jordan River where God's love gets to manifest, where God's love becomes unrestricted. It is during the liminal space. So I spoke about the liminal space yesterday, when you are in the between of the known and the unknown, and you do not know where to go. And that is when God's mission is at work in your life. Then he provides a direction in the known and the unknown. Because he is on a mission of removing us from our past world into the present world, to the preliminary, which is the tomorrow. So then we can be able to experience and account for the richness of the love of God in the direness of our discomfort, of our unknown, and of our suffering. So my brother and sister, Mama no Tata, I'm not even trying to water down your situation. I don't even know where you are right now. But all I want to say is that perhaps you question the territory, because God this time, Executive Yasekai, has taken you beyond what you can explain. And because this time God has taken you beyond your own comprehension, you cannot make sense of what he's doing or what is happening. So in the space that you are in between jobs, in the space where this movement is still trying to deal with the aftermath of the COVID-19, where you have lost loved ones, countless loved ones, where you have lost members, you have lost livelihoods, you've lost statuses, you've lost businesses, you've lost jobs, and when you are faced with the constant challenge of racism in the Western Cape that seems not to stop like the water of the Jordan River, where you bury Reverend Mulosi, a 9-year-old, due to suicide, where mental issues are a daily bread for the young people, and the district executive has got the audacity to tell you that even Kulemeko remain in God's love through an unknown territory. And you wonder why, for who, why should I do that, and how? What we do not understand is that when everything is gone, it's the only love of God that stands. When the NFSL will step into an unknown territory of grieving fellow members, guys, in that position that you are in that state that you are in, that is the right time to trust on no one but God. That is the right time to hold on to no one but God. That is the right season to be remaining in God's love, because that will not be a futile exercise. When we remain in God's love, when we hold on to the vine as the branch, there will be fruit that will be produced, not just fruit of this world, but fruit that are edible, fruits that are life-giving, that are not like these ones that we take out of the trees, not fruit that kill people, but or the children's future, not the fruit that not the fruit evula inkonzo phakathi komkonzo engavulwa ngomthandazo. So remain in God's love by His word through an unknown territory. Vice, I'm afraid of heights. I've got a phobia of heights. So I want to believe that if I was not afraid of heights, I would be a parachuter. Can I tell you about a parachuter? When I read about it, they say a parachuter, you first have to descend. Before you deploy, you have to descend the altitude where you are. While you are up there, then you will know that when ants look like people, it is too late. But when people look like ants, that is the time to pull out. But the important thing is that there is a pilot chute that is connected to the bridle cord. The bridle cord that is for the deployment bag. Then when you pull upon now descending the right altitude and you pull, then the pilot chute inflates and the bridle cord tightens. Then what is left of you, it is to determine now the landing zone, because now it tells you that everything is secured. So I want to say there comes a time by Jesus where people look like ants in our lives, because God wants to deal with you and I face to face. God, immediately when we recognize people in the situation that requires God, then God folds His hand. But when we connect to God and know when is the right time to pull, uncomfortable situations, but it is when we are all alone, when people look like ants in our lives, but God chooses to remove them, to reduce them, even your parents, even your partners. Then God says they will give you an image of me that is a distorted image, because immediately, my brother, you are able to make sense of God. Then you must know, as St. Augustine says, that it is no longer God, but it is a distorted picture of God. So, by us to remain in God's love for your unnamed territory. There's a reason. There's a reason for that. You need to embrace that. You need to know that in your situation that you are in right now, it is never unknown to your Creator. It is not unknown to your compass. So let Him reroute your journey by His, so that you can experience God's unrestricted love, God's unconstrained love. Executive, please do not at any moment try to move on your own, but always invite the compass. Then he can tell you which direction to take, which position to take, which decision to make, and you remain in God's love through an unknown territory. That is the relationship. That is where the relationship grows. By His uThixo anilondoloze, uThixo anambathise ngamandla wakhe, uThixo aniphakamise ngaleli xesha eli-right, uThixo alisindise kwiinto zeentshaba zethu, uThixo alilwele kwiintaba zethu, uThixo alifukame. May the God be the light of your tomorrow, Banabaka. May the God be your light of your future. When they have told you that you can never amount to anything in this world, but God says, no, you are not the compass of her life, of his life. I am the compass. Only if you allow him to reroute your life, and then God will remove each and everything, each and every person that will distract you. Then God makes sure that he avails an alternative route for you and I, and then you are able to walk on a dry ground. Only if you allow him. Then you will walk on dry ground. Then others will see that indeed God is with him. Because on our own we will not be able to do it. So we will not be able to move and navigate the unknown territories of our lives. So I want to invite just one of you words. President, when you come and pray for the congregation that God put under your leadership and authority, I just wish to invite just one who says, God has been a compass of my life. But I've denied him the opportunity to reroute my life. Or who says, God has been rerouting my life, and I thought it's not God. But who says that the love of God, I've seen it. I've seen the love of God. I am who I am today because of nothing but the love of God. Had it not been this love, but because of God's love, I have moved in and out of a territory territories that were known and unknown. But give me the namhlanje, ngenxa yothando lukaThixo. So umntu onjalo ungaguqa ngamadolo phambi apho uhleli khona, or uze apha phambili uzothi Thixo usenguThixo even nanamhlanje.
Sizawuthandaza. Sizawuthandaza. Nale weekend ifikelele esiphezulu.
I'm zoned.
I wonder xa sigoduka uzawugoduka nento ethini. Kodwa kuyo yonke into enizawuphuma nayo izigidaz zegama lethemba. Kuyo yonke into ibisenzeka kule weekend. Uzuphume nelithi ulangukuthela besikuyo i-consultation ye-23rd. Andikhankanye magama nankonzo ithile nazibanibani nozibanibani. Uthini uthethile kule weekend. Naba bantwana apha abagela intloni kuba isicelo sinye, remain in God's love through an unknown territory. Uba ngathi uzama ukuzinza empilweni yakho nasebomini bakho kodwa unyaka okukwenzela izimanga. Kodwa isicelo sinye, remain in God's love. Ingathi sithi xa sawugoduka alikho icebo ngaphandle kokuhlala emthandweni lukaThixo. Ndayazi le nto ndiyithethayo ayilulanga, inzima, ngoba kunzima ukwenza intando kaThixo ubunyaka ukwenzela izimanga. All we are saying is this: love God until you perfect it. We might not be perfect because siyazenza izinto simane siphazama. Kodwa sithi kuni kule weekend xa nizawugoduka nibuyele emakhaya. Perfect ukuthanda ngaphezu kwezinto zonke. Because zonke izingxaki sidibana nazo, uthando lwethu lufikelele kancinci kubazalwane bethu. Kade yondela yafika esifemelini zethu. Iifemeli zethu ziqhekekile. Neenkonzo zethu ziqhekekile ngenxa yothando oluncinci. Ii-community esihlala kuzo ziqhekekile ngenxa yothando oluncinci. Ufunda apha kuthi mhlawumbi ungazikhupha wena. Ufunda i-lifestyle apha kuthi ethi uyakwazi ukuhlala ecaweni ngumoni ungaboni into erongo ngaloo nto leyo. Nalithuke. Remain in my love. UJesu. Ingxaki esinayo bro, sifuna ukureplace uThixo. uThixo ndim umdiliya wenyaniso. Hlalani kum. We don't replace the center with us. Because yakwenzeka loo nto leyo sikhokhela le-ego zethu.
I'm zoned.
Kodwa isicelo sinye, inkosi bantwana basekhaya, odela intloni nokudela aba bantu. Kuba niyayazi okokuba it's not that you're a bad person. You've done the right thing. You have loved as it is required. Kodwa izinto azitshintshi kwabanye abantu. Zonixelela okokuba never change the formula. Just continue to love. What God does is to love us to the point of death. Ngicela xa sithulele isukubela sizothandaza. Uthixo, uthixo.
Oh
unyanga nasegameni lomoya uThixo. Sizawuthanda segameni loThixo uyise unyanga nasegameni lomoya uThixo. Nkosi Thixo ufihliwe noma sikubhelela Thixo wethu. Awubonakalisile uthi ngakho. Nasinyembezi Thixo wethu zindezwa umaphansi into zonke. Ngezinkonzo simana sizenza apha Thixo wethu lungeyo. Lithuba lakho yethu into zonke. Bawunqula kwethu wena uthandaza kwethu kushumayela kwethu. Nale nkonzo xa ivala Thixo wethu qokelela zonke izinto besenzeka apha Thixo wethu lungeyo. Usidibanise Thixo wethu lungeyo ngexesha elifanelekileyo ibe simpendulo ezingxakini zethu Thixo wethu lungeyo. Naba abantwana bakho bawunamandla wonke belapha Thixo wethu lungeyo. Uphukile abantwana bakho nilonto zonke, and I don't know what triggers ezizinto Thixo lungeyo. Kodwa into engithetha kubo nilonto zonke ukuthi abenzanga lutho. Abenzanga Thixo wethu lungeyo. Thethelela ilizwi lakho kwethu Thixo wethu lungeyo. Uma sithandaza ngexesha nilonto zonke. Eleke sisondele ngathi uyabhekelela Thixo wethu lungeyo. Kodwa impendulo inye uba uThixo zange siyilungise. Sifundise Thixo wethu lungeyo ukusondela kuwe ngamaxesha Thixo lungeyo obumnyama ngezinto zonke. Sincede bawunamandla wonke kuba ithemba lethu likuwe ngezinto zonke. Kade sizama lenkonzo yakho Thixo wethu lungeyo. Sibangazama ngezinto zonke. Kodwa bangathi khona bamnyama Thixo wethu lungeyo. Bese ukhanyiso lwakho ezimpilweni zabantwana bakho bawethu namandla wonke. Khona ukuze impilo zonke xa ivala lequngquthela namhlanje ezi zinto bezithethwa apha nale mithandazo apha ibe zimpendulo phakathi kwekini Thixo wethu lungeyo. Sondela impilo zonke kwezikhizo zaphukileyo naba bantwana Thixo wethu lungeyo abathe kwadala kule ndawo impilo zonke. Community ethandazisana nayo kabuyisa ubumnandi ezimpilweni zethu kuba eleke sifuna usondela kuba ngathi uyabhekela Thixo wethu lungeyo. Cause sabahlobo bokuningi Thixo wethu lungeyo. Mhlawumbe ngamanye amaxesha ngezinto zonke esithuthi ngathi singabambelela sazibona sesiphansi. Kasiphakamise Thixo lungeyo. Siphakamise Thixo wethu lungeyo. Senza abantu nathi abanye babantwana balapha Thixo wethu lungeyo. Zange bangazami Thixo wethu lungeyo. Kodwa impilo inzima. Siphuma Thixo wethu lungeyo apha sisithi singenzi amandla wonke. Kuba ithemba lethu likuwe. Singaleli ithemba. Nkosi ndithembe wena. Manikaze idaniso. Yesu Kristu zikhetha sasekhaya xa nizawukubona nihlala phansi. Wathi ukulingana kwakhe kunye noThixo. Akakwenza i-advantage kuyo kodwa wazithoba kanjengesicatha. Uthi umbhali ufika kulo mama osegobile. Can you imagine uYesu being God afike ehle kuwe uthi umbhali wesibili kangathethe naye emjonge kude wehlaba amadolo wajonga nakubuso. Ithi le uKristu esakuthixweni bakhe uye wazithoba wamjonga phezulu. Awugqiba bathi kamongeke china nobilizwe likoyisile nobucinga ntoni na uYesu ngokwakhe uyafika kumele esikuso azi ehle akuhla nje avela athi china let's go we start fresh. Kule veki siqalayo. Umyalezo wami uthi ukuthi chin up. Chin up. Chin up. Usule izinyembisi. Siqale fresh. Because iveki entsha izawuqala. Nethembe elitsha lizawuqala. Salulika abantu abasekhaya. Sikho sonke. Into endiyithetha yapha kona uyesu ngokwakhe bese kuthixweni kwakhe uyehla athi kuyo my girl chin up. Sothetha lo nto hambani ngoxolo manje, hambani ngoxolo, hambani ngoxolo. Hlale sazi ukuba bana ukubulaleka kwethu akulamphathi Nkosi. Umile sibeke siphakamisa ngoba